Many people erroneously hold the opinion that the jungler is the one that should be helping them, not the other way around. Many people ask for ganks before the first buff even spawns, giving no thought to game context. Blaming the jungler is a placebo that is a one-way ticket to never improving. If you want to win more, you have to start helping the jungler, in order for them to help, not necessarily you individually, but the team as a whole. This isn't to say that you and your jungler can't have a beautiful relationship. All it means is that you have to accept that your jungler won't be faithful. Polygamy, as in life, is always the answer. This video is designed for those in non-jungling roles, however it will be useful to the jungler too. The key focus of this video is pressure. To put it simply, creating pressure involves outclearing your opposition. Forcing the enemy to farm under their tower creates lots of pressure and sticks a bit of paper on your back that reads "Kill me please." To be a better player, you have to understand how pressure works and how you can use it to manipulate your enemies. To put it simply, in an ideal world, you want to create the maximum amount of pressure that you can, attracting the enemy jungler but being able to get out alive. This way you can maximise your farm in relation to your opponent while wasting the enemy jungler's time, allowing your team to make plays with the numbers advantage elsewhere on the map. That's not to say you should always mindlessly push. You need to consider vision, team positioning and enemy/friendly god capabilities before making an informed risk-reward decision. Season 2 sees the rise of minion denial, but it doesn't really change much in terms of pressure in relation to pushing. Some god choices create pressure all on their own, and this can be calculated. For example, even if AMC, Amuzin Cab, decides not to push the enemy under tower, he still creates bonus pressure due to the nature of the god. AMC has no escapes. While I'm not underappreciating the value of his slow and speed boost, they aren't quite the get out of jail free card that, say, Anhar's Leap is. An Apollo, in another game, pushing at the same rate as this AMC doesn't create the same amount of pressure, due to his high levels of safety. An AMC pushing the enemy under tower is begging the enemy jungler to come lick his honey. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it can be great if the AMC team has the vision/gold/exp/numbers advantage. #BBaitOP. In the early to mid game, junglers prefer to gank duo or mid. This is because the potential gain from ganks in these lanes is greater than solo, i.e. Gold Fury and mid camp dominance. Also a factor is that solo-loving bruisers are typically harder to gank. As a solo laner, you can abuse this jungling preference by forcing rotations. Even if they ignore you, they will pay for it by having a starving solo laner with no towers. Let's give an example. Let's say you're a Vamana who's got to the stage in his itemization that he can easily and quickly clear the wave. He's also got some magical protections, so the enemy Shanghas dances tickle more than hurt. Shangha is losing farm and Vamana is standing right outside tower range. Thanks to wards, Vamana sees a 2-man rotation. The enemy mid baits out Vamana's charge and he meets the enemy jungler close to his tower, at which point he can ult if he needs to and swag back to safety, or throw down some return fire. Meanwhile, Vamana's team just got a free Gold Fury with no loss other than Shangha maybe getting a wave or two of creeps unharassed. The example just given also shows the importance of communication. Be sure to let your jungler know when you don't need help, regardless of your seemingly overly bold positioning. They can't read your mind and they don't necessarily know your capabilities like you do. This brings me to my next point, which also involves communication. Let's say you're getting pressured as Artemis by a scary Ymir Ullr combo. It's important that your first instinct isn't to cry for a gank. Let your jungler know that you don't absolutely need a gank. You're losing a few minions to tower here and there, but it's nothing too drastic. Because you didn't psychologically bully your jungler into participating in a probably unsuccessful gank, they got both mid camps and forced the enemy Yanis to back. You need to think outside the context of your own lane and consider the whole playing field. So far, I kinda sound like I think ganks should never happen. That's not the case. I just feel that you should not expect the jungler to be the architect of the gank. You have to set up the gank. The jungler is a worker following a plan of your design. Don't blame the builder when your house falls down, blame the architect, i.e. yourself. Vision is key for a good ganking plan. Be sure to make your jungler aware of known enemy ward locations. Go one further and give the jungler the ultimate love letter, the sentry ward. Remember, supports have less money this season, so luxury sentries, i.e. sentries not on gold/fire, aren't their responsibility. Think about what a jungler considers pre-gank. Friendly and enemy health, /mana, /cooldown, /positioning, /experience advantage. You want a gank? Make sure the plan is good. If you see an incoming friendly gank, be healthy and ready. Attempt to bait cooldown and movement abilities if you can, but try not to be super obvious. I want to end this video with one final thought. Humans have a fragile ego that we try to protect at all costs. The problem with the blame ego defense mechanism is that it helps no one and prevents self-improvement. Help your ego in another way. Acknowledge and learn from your mistakes and become better at the game. Don't take this the wrong way. Don't beat yourself up after every misplay. Embrace failure. It's through mistakes that we get better at anything in life, from games to driving to creating Cold Fusion. Mistakes are progress. I've been Plague Player. Go out there and give your jungler a hug from me.